shots fired. I'm in the fields of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan, and I'm still waiting, hoping, praying I did not die in vain.
Say a prayer for peace, for every daughter and every son.
Set our spirits free. Let us lay down our guns. Sweet Mother Mary, we're so tired, but we can't come home till the last shot's fired. Sweet Mother, till the last shot's fired. It's on pray the Sunday soon the last shot will be fired.
That was Scotty Hastings featuring Dolly Parton and Lee Rice. It's Sunday, December 28th. You've tuned in to the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. Right now, you're listening to WePatriot Radio, proudly produced in partnership with Breeze Across America Radio. Together, we share a mission to remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach the future generations the value of a freedom. A freedom secured by the brave men and women who have worn our community in national uniforms. Stay tuned for We Got Your 6 at 6.
Promised to love her all her life.
Currently playing on WePatriot Radio, You'll Make Her Cry by Matt Williams.
Be a man, stand by her side, don't ever walk away. Show the world she's your pride and joy, tell her she's beautiful every day.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it!
Truck it on.
Tom Cruise, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
Your thoughts and ideas or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the We P3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it on.
Hi there, Andrea Eichmann here, and for 1 second there was Mark Peterson as well. And it's okay because Mark and I are here tonight to bring you the People's Patriot Project. We Got Your 6 at 6 weekly live show right here on social media. Every week we bring a guest, we bring an artist, and then we share some of the good and not so good things that are happening in our world. This week we are hosting some amazing discussions with our guests. We have Chris Lamotte of Magnus Veterans Foundation right here in Minnesota. And we have Blue Star mom and musician Emily Perkins with us tonight to share as well. We could not do this without the support of our amazing sponsors. And let me tell you about Catch 22 with Derek Iozio. Derek is our very own godfather of the People's Patriot Project. His peer support group he's got a Warriors group. He's got his Catch 22 group. And they are all here to help you. You can join their groups. A lot of it is done online. And just check out Catch 22 Peer Support on social media. You will find them as well as the links that I provided below. Then we also have Operation Texas Strong coming straight out of Texas with Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger. And the Krutzingers are always collecting used RVs that are donated, and then they give those to homeless veterans. And they've taken a few hundred homeless veterans off the street, put them in these amazing homes. I mean, sometimes you have to fix them up, and sometimes they are straight off the lot, well taken care of and ready to roll. So thank you to all the people that have donated to Peggy and Bobby Krutzinger's mission down there in Texas. To all of our sponsors, our guests, and our listeners, we'd like to thank you. Before we let's dive into this week's show, but please take a moment and join us for this amazing version of the Star Spangled Banner with Dave Bray, USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take the time to stand if you are capable of standing. Out of honor and respect, please remove your covers and prepare yourself how you need to show your greatest gratitude for the amazing freedoms and liberties we have achieved under one of the most powerful symbols in the world. Please cast your attention as we respect our old glory.
Twilight
It is time. It is Sunday, and we are here at 1800 Central Standard Time for We Got Your 6 at 6.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It is time. We are here. It is ticking down. 2025 is almost over, folks. It's almost over. It's the 28th of December, and we are here for We Got Your 6 at 6. And we've got some pretty amazing guests here tonight. We got Chris Lamotte, gentleman right above me. If you're in podcast world, you won't get to see the beauty that's on the screen, but we got Chris Lamotte here of Magnus Foundation.
Hey, guys, I'm really glad to be here.
Do you see those two guys right there, Chris?
Yeah.
Do you know where those guys came from?
I do. I would imagine Doc, you got that from Doc, huh?
They're
Alderman?
Sean Alderman, the founder of Magnus Foundation. I went out there it's been a chunk of time. The building was not it was in construction. They were retrofitting it for the foundation, and he was giving me the tour. I have a USO Sesame Street shirt here. He got it in my size, extra small, because that's probably all that was left there. But I have one laying around here someplace. Anyway, but and Sean asked me, he says, "Hey, can you throw it?" That's the only thing I got in my studio right now, because everyone else knows I recently moved. I'm not saying I got to tear down that stuff. I can't handle it. So I didn't want to set everything up. And anyway, moving on. I don't want to cover them up. But then we got Emily Perkins here from down south, the land down under, not Australia, Texas.
Texas, that's right. Yeah.
Down almost in the Gulf that's been renamed. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't know. What do you call it, Emily? I'm going to let you make people mad.
Oh, well, no, it's funny because being a musician, I'll sing peak houses. And at times, the Don Mellencamp song, and the time, "I'm out the Gulf of Mexico," and people scream out "America," and so then you'll sing "Down out the Gulf of America," and other people will scream out "Mexico," and I'm like, you know what? Y'all know the song. It was written in the '80s. That's the way it goes.
That's the way it is.
It's mixed. It's with the way people grew up with it, or it's still the same body of water.
So we're kind of on both ends of the river, Emily.
A little bit. I mean, she's closer to our other end at one point, but yeah, right off the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Being a social studies teacher, and I'm going on a tangent. We'll wait to get into the show stuff, but tangent. And again, if this makes you mad, talk to me. I'm okay with that. Social studies teacher. We are the United States of America. And so I asked my students, can you call people from Mexico an American? Oh, no, you can't do that. I go, can you call a Canadian American? Oh, no, you can't do that. They're Canadians and they're Mexicans. I'm like, but they're from North America. So can we call Brazilians Americans as well? Because they're from South America. So, but it's a nuance to have the conversation. I don't care what we call it. I think people get upset because of who decided to make the change, and we're not going to go down that path. But another place, another time, another thing, all things. So whatever. Little feather for your cap, folks. We're going to get into these folks here in a minute here, but as we say every weekend, we come here, and this is a working group. We work to help support veterans and first responders. And so the first thing we're going to do is put the listeners that are listening, we're going to put you to work, because each of you have a device. I'm almost confident. I know not everyone's got one, but I'm willing to bet the majority of us have one of these in our presence. So what I want you to do is open up to it can be a social media feed. It can be your your contact list. I don't care what it is, but you're going to type in just checking on you or just thinking about you. It can be your vernacular, but this segment of our show is called Check Your Six. And what we do is, the first thing we do is we check ourselves. We're part of it. We've been out, we've been battling, we've been doing our thing. We've been out, we've been in crossfire, we've been in direct combat hands. It might be mental, it might be physical. We've been in a battle of some sort. So you need to check and make sure you got no oozing fluids or anything emotional, anything going. And if you're not okay, then you need to act on that. You need to get hold of somebody. Get hold of someone that you trust. Get hold of an organization. We have over 400 organizations within the People's Patriot Project Network. It can be, and I'm pretty confident if you reach out to the Magnus Veterans Foundation, I'm pretty sure that's what they do. But if you reach out to the People's Patriot Project as well, reach out and let them know something's not right. That's not a moment of weakness, folks. That's a moment of growth and strength. When you know that things aren't working and clicking right, and you're not being weak. That's just what it is. But that's our first step for Check Your Six. The next part is you're going to cut and paste that, just checking with you, and you're going to paste it into 6 different conversations. Novel idea. Check your 6. And you're going to send it. We'd like you to do it every day. 6 new people. Christina Dolan, we know you.
Yeah, I know Christina. She's great.
Huge worker, huge advocate, great person, getting all the things done, runs another organization, helps run another organization, but is always around the Magnus Foundation and other organizations and doing her thing. Great effort and work. Anyway, cut and paste those conversations and make sure that we're reaching out to as many brothers and sisters throughout the week. One of the things we hear is, I wish I would have said something, or we've heard it or seen that's in the note. No one reached out to me. Everyone forgot me. No one remembers me. We got this in our hands, folks. We got it too easy. We got the devices. We got the resources. We got the time. It's time to put the effort into it. Reach out to your brothers and sisters. Check your 6. Chris Lamotte, who are you, brother? And tell us, don't spill all the beans, but tell us who you work for, what's your mission, and then we'll get on to other stuff.
All right. Well, I'm Chris Lamotte. I'm a Gulf War veteran. I was in Desert Storm, 19 years old at the time. I went over there with the Minnesota National Guard. So that's my service connection. But I work for Magnus Veterans Foundation, and I went there in crisis a couple of years ago. Found myself in my 50s, pretty much drinking myself to death and not doing too well. And I went there and met with Doc, and he assured me I was at the right place, and places changed my life. So. And after a while there of being a member and doing a lot of volunteering around there, he offered me a job, so I took it.
I'm looking at the webpage now. We have to have another conversation at another time, but real quick, we threw the name out, Magnus Foundation, but
yes, sir.
Tell me what they do.
Magnus, I think of them as a performance center for veterans. We've got a pillar system, and so we've got medical, physical, psychological, spiritual, social pillars. Those pillars are things that we focus on. To help veterans in life, really. And a very unique thing about Magnus is that Magnus not only takes care of the veteran, but also takes care of the family as well. So the spouses and children of those veterans, also receive care, which is, you know, pretty amazing. That's not something we get from the VA, but Doc Alderman, he founded this. He was a Special Forces doctor. He was, I believe he was a surgeon for 5th Group, but, you know, he went everywhere with Special Forces, deployed all over the place. And they created something like this for like Magnus, like the model of Magnus for the Army, called the Preservation of Force and Family, because the military was spending a lot of money on keeping these Tier 1 veterans on the tip of the spear. And we were at war for 20 years, and there started to be a lot of issues coming in with that. And so through this holistic way of dealing with veterans' issues and injuries both physical and mental, they're able to, you know, actually have guys redeploy, and maybe some families not get divorced and stay together. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to it, but yeah. And I'm the social pillar director. So I tell people I'm like Julie on the Love Boat. I'm kind of in charge of all the fun things going on at Magnus.
Now, I'm pretty prideful in what you guys have built, to be honest with you. There's a little bit of history, but this is one of the most beautiful veteran facilities I have seen across the country. Because let's face it, you know, the reality is a lot of times these organizations that are putting this together they're scrimping all their dimes. They're doing everything they can. They want to give their money and their resources to the veteran. We help first responders as well. But Sean had an amazing gift in his life that allows him to do what he's doing. And he had this property donated to him through his family. We talked about it briefly, real quick. I don't quite remember the relationship. I want to say uncle. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Sean's aunt and uncle, his aunt is sisters with his mother. And anyway, Vince made his money. He was a doctor as well. His name was Vince Egan, and Sue Rawlings was his aunt. And Vince had an idea like in 1981 to do Sesame Street Live. And he has downstairs at Magnus, we have a big poster board, and there's a hand-drawn poster on there of like Cookie Monster on a stage. And he submitted that thing with his idea to Jim Henson at the time in 1981. And the story goes that Henson went for it. So when you look at the picture there of Magnus, the white building there was a house that was expanded on a number of times. And now that's been converted into a clinic. That's Magnus. And that big red barn there, that's our Human Performance Center. It's going to be a giant, awesome gym. And we currently have a yoga studio and a bunch of good things in there. But that building there was where they kept all the props for that show. And like the yoga studio is a cedar lined room. And that's where they kept all the big bird costumes and that type of stuff. But yeah, so that's the property is, it's kind of the house that Big Bird built. You know, I've heard that said about it.
That's crazy.
But an amazing gift. Vince passed. I don't remember exactly when. I think it was like 16, and then Sue passed much more recently. But I know Doc he'd served for a long time, and his son was kind of asking him, you know, Dad, when are you gonna be home? So that was kind of a realization for him to do something. And, you know, that property there, it's 37 acres in Dayton, Minnesota. It's on North Diamond Lake. It's a beautiful property. And, you know, they could have easily sold it and not took on this project of serving veterans, but that just wasn't in the cards for Dr. Alderman. And thank God he didn't, because the place is saving lives every day.
We've had a great relationship with the Magnus Foundation, and we're excited for where you guys are going, and I hope to be working with you guys long in the future. There's that little evergreen tree down there in the bottom, kind of right. That's kind of, it's no longer there, but that's kind of where WP3 sets up. That's where we want to hang out all the time. That's our space when you guys do events.
That's your festival spot there.
That's our spot. I don't know what I was gonna say. I like the dog. If that tree was still there, this dog would go down there and do what it needs to do to make sure that stays our space. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if that's appropriate.
It's
or not.
Mark.
Awesome. We are excited to hear more about Magnus Foundation, what you guys are working on, but I want to bring this young lady into the conversation as well. Miss Emily Perkins, you come to us under great references by the great Scotty Frazier, musician extraordinaire from Texas.
I love Scotty. I'm a singer-songwriter out of Texas, and I actually work with Scotty and his nonprofit for Sergeant Records. And we put shows on together, and I love doing that with him. And I've done that with a couple of other nonprofit foundations. Most recently, I worked with Two-Step Tribe, Sergeant Two-Step Tribe Foundation for Gold Star families. For Tracy, yeah. And it was a mountain to climb, and we climbed it, and it was something to do. We worked Gold Star Family Day, and we had a show in Conroe. We had over 20 performers, and I was the musical director, putting them on, taking them off, getting them set up, giving them the time that they go on and go off, and every question in the world was asked to me. I was there for the music. Every question was asked for me, but it was a wonderful way to celebrate Gold Star families. I'm a Blue Star mom, so any chance that I was able to lift up a Gold Star family, of course, that's what I was going to do. And I normally do shows celebrating women in rock or women in music. So this was a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, but it was really great. And all different kinds of performers came out. It was live streamed. It was absolutely beautiful and a lot of hard work, to say the least. But I think that we raised money and awareness, and that was the goal, is to lift up those families. And Scotty played that with me as well. So my husband and I played it, and we had 19 other performers get up there, and we had moments where we read names of the fallen, and taps were played, and it was just, for all the things that went into it, I love the fact that it stayed about the families, and that was the most important. There were some mothers who had just become Gold Star mothers that year. There were a lot of things just going through my mind, and then my son was there, and he's just got out of the Navy, and he donated his time. He did security while we were there, and it was just really wonderful. And so Scotty approached me about doing shows with him in the same kind of way, and I was like, well, it's not going to be 20 people, so I think it'll be fine. We could just do this very easily. 5 to 6 performers, much easier to put together. So we did that about a month ago. We did the American Legion here in League City. We put on a show for American Legion, and that was great. We're going to do that again in the end of January. Just any way that we can give back. And matter of fact, my husband and I helped put on this show a couple of weeks ago for a toy drive, and that was a beautiful thing. That helped combine arms here in Houston, and that was really wonderful, being able to do that.
Was that one with Scotty?
Mm-hmm. That was with Scotty.
And that was at a brewery.
Yeah, it was. It was Saloon Door West.
And I was there 2 years ago at that event with Scotty, and we gave him a guide-on that was the WP3 Beacon guide-on, and we also gave him a branded banner of Scotty working with WP3. And that's the first time I met Tracy Laporte, was at that event as well.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
It's a circle, right?
And they've got amazing craft. It's a brewery, but everyone shies away from the porters and the darks. They got like 5 of them. They got like 5 of them on their menu, and they're like, oh, they're amazing.
They're very, very good. Yeah.
I can't say this for all of Texas. I know that space. The best brisket tacos I've ever had is at that saloon. Absolutely the best.
Saloon door is great. Yeah. I played for the last couple of years. I played quite a few of those shows with Scotty. I may have very well even been at that one.
You weren't that year, and because I would have remembered, I would have grabbed onto you and said, "Hey, we got to have you right now, and let's go."
Yeah. But the last couple of years, I did do those with Scotty. Yeah. They have amazing bands that came in there, so I really enjoy doing it. I'm donating my time where I can.
Let's hear those chops. And you wanted to go with the Fire first?
Yeah, the Fire. I picked that one. That's my son who I was speaking of, my sailor. That was his favorite, and he played it a lot on the Fire.
Is there a lead into that song, a story, something you want to share?
I before I got married this June, I'd been a widow for many, many years. My children's father passed of lung cancer, and he was also a veteran when he was young. He was a veteran of the Gulf War, and just these different experiences of being in and out of places, playing music, and kind of like pulling yourself back. That's the songs, not like jumping right into a relationship or anything like that. And so my songs now that I'm writing are very, very different. But yeah, that's why I wrote that song. I had been going and seeing these different performers and just watching people around the room, and thinking about my relationship and what things could be. And it's just, I wrote it so anybody can interpret anything they'd like. But my other 2 songs have lots of meaning to them. But this one is just a fun one that my oldest son really enjoys.
This is Emily Perkins, The Fire.
So light, and through the red glow catch your eye. Your lips so sweet as words do fall. It's like you're screaming in my heart. Girl, let go of it all. Shadow covers all of my mood. Just to be alone with you. I'm thinking, can't you hear the thoughts of this fool? Can I be alone with you? I'm better than cold, my soul stripped out. My hands are empty, I'm a face in the crowd. I'm running away, I'm running back. What may come, what the future holds, I'll never head back to the old. I won't cry, but you bet I would lie, 'cause I won't lose. 'Cause I hold tip of your hat, your voice so sly. Slowly this ember begins to light. This fire was raged, the colors of gold, smoldering, waiting, wanting to hold. You're reaching out, am I letting go?
That's Emily Perkins with The Fire. Who's your influence in the music world?
So Elton John. Like when I was a kid, I got really sick. I mean, like 13, 14 years old. And that's right a long time when The Lion King was coming out. And I knew Elton John before, but there were so many things about him. And I had to be in my room. I couldn't be around a lot of people. So I just fell in love with the music, Elton John and Bernie Taupin. And I have the ability, I can sing any Elton John song. And I thought anybody would be able to. Turns out not that many people could sing Elton John songs. So it's this neat little thing to have in your pocket. But yeah, the growl, any of that other stuff, whether it sounds Southern or what, it's Elton John.
I love it. It's the sound is driving. It is. Do you got any band members you want to shout out?
Oh, actually, those band members are really my producers in England, Harvey and Gray Music. I had a band called Red Iris, great band. You can still grab the music now. Amazing band members, but as the years gone by, we all had kids and we couldn't get together and couldn't play together as much as we wanted to. And so I started writing my own stuff, and the only way to get it produced was sending it out to England, because I had this great relationship with these producers out there because they loved Red Iris. And they were like, if you ever want to do anything, we got you. And so that's where that started. And yeah, it's Neil Harvey. He's playing like everything. And the extra vocals that Caitlin Gray, amazing musicians. So big shout out to Red Iris, of course, and Neil Harvey and Caitlin Gray.
If we were, because I'm doing a little bit of research right now, if I was to look you up on Spotify, how would we look you up?
Emily Irene Glazner Perkins. Now, I know that's a lot of names, but I put music out in a lot of ways. And eventually it's going to be just Emily Irene, because there aren't that many Emily Irenes. But I play music with my husband. Whenever you go through a tragedy in a relationship and you've got kids and your spouse has passed, and everything goes into your children in so many different ways. Now, I knew quite a few people who had become widows or widowers who got remarried right away. I didn't do that. I had a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 12-year-old, and their world had just ended. So I just put everything into them. And I didn't really date very much. And this wonderful man comes along last year, about a year and a half ago, and I just knew. And so, yeah, I'm so proud to be Emily Perkins. It's one of my favorite things. And they're like, and Mrs. Perkins is here. And I'm like, hello, thank you. But that's why it looks like that, Emily Perkins. Well, but I always chalk it up to like John Mellencamp was John Mellencamp, or Johnny Cougar Mellencamp, or John Cougar Mellencamp, or yeah.
Well, and name changes are fine. And again, I wanted to make sure people have access to your music. And I was in panic mode, and we had the pre-show conversation about, hey, I had the wrong name in my phone at one time, and it was like we went back and forth. And so, I mean, I'm glad you shared your story. And by no means that I mean to put you on the spot. I just wanted to make sure everyone's got access.
Oh, absolutely not. That's one of the reasons I wrote music, was to share my story, because I know that my pain is no different than anybody else's. One of the things I've raised my 3 boys on, and now our children, they are the most important people in the entire world. They knew that to me, but at no time are they more important than any other 3 people. They're my world. There's another mother somewhere, and her children are her world. And so they are just as important as those kids. And they've grown up knowing that they are important. But so is someone else. And my story, it can help somebody.
Absolutely. And you're hooked up with an amazing people down there in Texas and a lot of people that are doing amazing work. And we love having you on the show. And we're excited to see this relationship grow. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Miss Eichmann, do we want to, we don't really have Frank's notes to do the nose. To do the news.
We try to fill this in. Is that what you want me to fill it in with the nose?
Well, it's there, but again, I haven't read any of the stuff, so it's we're going to skip the news tonight. Frank is our amazing global icon award winner author that is normally with us every weekend. He's a little under the weather tonight, and he asked for permission. I'm like, you don't have to ask for permission, brother. You got to take care of yourself. So if I had a bottle of Malort here, we would give you that Chicago handshake and say, get better, brother. And if you guys don't know what Malort is, you need to rush out right now to your local Total Wine and grab some and give it a little tasty taste.
I would say
you will regret every decision that you made after that point. And so, have you ever had Malort, Chris?
I don't think I have.
I don't think it makes its way down to Texas, just so you know. So I don't. I did buy a bottle for the Christmas festivities. And the whole thing is you're supposed to take and consume a shot of this. It's made by one family, the Jepsons, in Illinois. It's made from wormwood, just so that helps you know that it's probably delicious in all ways. And the whole thing is you take it and you say, Jepson's Malort. They have another, and you're supposed to do it without making a face. You can go look at the TikToks. You can go look at the
wormwood's supposed to be good for detoxing parasites.
That's what it was meant for back then.
Medicinal.
It cleans out everything, I think, and parasites and everything that might be there. It's good for that.
Cleans you right out. Cleans out everything. It just they could continue to distill during the Prohibition because it was medicinal. You could still do it. Yes. Great planning.
You can find it in Texas in case you're interested. I think there's even Total Wine maybe in Texas.
I think
it probably is.
There's absolutely a Total Wine in Texas.
I call them Anytime Wine because it's like a fitness center. You know, you're gonna get in there, run around a little bit, and that's why I call it Anytime Wine. I think I want to get a sponsorship by them, and I'm going to send airline bottles to everyone. Now, if you don't consume, you don't consume. I'm sorry if it's offensive to some people, but to take the consumption of this one time reflects on the sacrifices so many others have made for us. That's my pitch right there. That's what we're going to do. It's to be weird. Chris Lamotte.
Yes, sir.
What are you working on now?
Boy, for the new year, I'm working on getting a pottery shed set up, and we're super close to having that happening. I got a donated kiln, and I got a couple wheels donated, and I've been doing some stuff with Rum River Art Center in Anoka, and they've been great about doing some art classes and stuff for me there. So I've been doing a lot of painting, and that's part of my social pillar. And, you know, it's not something I haven't painted in 36 years since I was in high school. Since I've been at Magnus, I picked it back up. We had a rainy day, and I took the youth workshop kids in to paint a picture because I had the art supplies, and found out like, hey, I think I can still do this. So that's been some of the stuff we've been working on. I'm getting a group of women together from Magnus. We did a survey of what they would like out of their Magnus experience that is really directed toward our female veterans and members. Some of them deal with things that that others don't. A lot of the military sexual trauma stuff, and so we're working on being more thoughtful about how we serve those members. So I kind of have a meeting of the minds coming together with that, and that's some stuff we got going. We just had our first, I don't know if you call it a gala or a gala. I haven't figured that out yet, but we did a fundraiser in November, and that was pretty successful. We're working on expanding Magnus so we can take care of 5,000 members, and currently we're at about 1,300 members, and we're kind of bouncing off the rev limiters as far as having to expand, take care of more members as we grow. I don't know. There's endless other things going on. I've got an amazing Wednesday night veteran peer support group that meets. We offer yoga there. I got groups that play pickleball. I got walking club, and we're walking on the property. Everything from book clubs and open music and open art nights to youth workshops. My youth workshop, they're going to be doing some 550 cord bracelets, like survival bracelets, coming up. And then February and March, we're going to be building some model rockets that we should be able to launch in April, springtime. So that's a little bit of my job, some of the stuff that we do.
Just a little touch there. That it's weird. You've got my head spinning here because you bring up the military sexual trauma, and one of our very first guests we had on here was DJ Elam from the Houston area, who had gone through, when he reached out to me, I can tell this story. He's giving me permission. He actually didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him because he was doing some stinking thinking on the old social media. And I reached out to him, and I'm like, Mr. Elam, how you doing, man? It seems like you're in a situation. Now, this guy was living under his truck in the driveway of his ex-wife, who had her live-in boyfriend and children, and his children living in the house there. And he was struggling. And I'm like, yeah, you're struggling, brother. You stayed on the phone with him because he was ready to end it all. Ironically enough, DJ pulled out, got all of his stuff together, got his mind right, went into the treatment, did all the things he needed to do. The last time I saw him was at the event with Scotty Frazier 2 Novembers ago. He came to the event, and I got to put my paws on my brother. The very first time we met DJ was at Platypus Brewery for our very first podcast that I was sharing with Emily, and that was 8 years ago. So total round circle, amazing moments that just you're feeding my brain, you're feeding our brothers. And DJ just reached out to me last week and said, hey, I got some people I want to bring onto the show. He's doing great. He's moved in the right direction, and he's doing what he can to help other veterans as well. So just love sharing those amazing stories. I know you got a handful of stories from Magnus Foundation, and I just thank you for finding it within you to go to the next steps and making sure that we're taking care of those that they don't need to be fixed. They just need to be understood and be supported. That's it. That's it.
Doc says this a lot. You know what? We have the VA, right? Not all of us have had good experiences at the VA. And I think when some veterans, when they finally hit the end of their rope, they finally call the VA, and the VA goes, no problem, man. We'll get you in. I can set you an appointment in about 6 weeks. And that's not the right answer. I mean, that person isn't going to make it 6 weeks. So when I came to Magnus, I was in pretty rough shape, and went and got some ocular acupuncture and had a talk and went and did some yoga, and that's kind of how it all started for me.
I say this time and time again, not that I'm not the authority, folks. I want to be honest with you, but I'm willing to get in the trenches and get a little dirty. We have 86,000 organizations in our country saying they're helping veterans and first responders. I can tell you right now, less than 10% are doing that. They're getting or doing any part of the job. The frustration is because of veterans and first responders never want to rely or count on anyone else for help or support. So they dig a hole and they keep digging that hole, and they don't realize how deep that hole is getting because they know they've been trained. The reason why they went into the service is because they're action oriented. They are going to do this. I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need to tell anyone. And they keep digging that hole. So by the time they reach out to you, they're in crisis. It is beyond crisis. So we don't have time to fiddle fart around. We need resources. We need to have the tools in place now so I can pick up the phone and say, boom, we got a spot for you. We can help you. We'll get there. We're getting there. I hate saying that we're going to get there. One of the worst things I hate is when I listen to a coach, and I've done this for years because I was a coach, is we'll do better next year. Hogwash. Hogwash. That's a goal. That's a destination. There are no goals and destinations in helping people. You just got to do it. Sorry, I'm on my box. Man. This is what ends up happening. It happens.
I would say definitely, like being on the side of things I am now, that through serving others, we serve ourselves. I greatly serve myself helping my fellow veterans. It's honestly, it's downright selfish, but it's okay, man. I think God's got a plan for us, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
That is super hard to say that, Chris, and because it's something I say regularly, is I feel super good when I'm doing this. When DJ said, what you guys have done saved my life, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. And then there's the funny part where people reach out to us and they say, oh, you're just doing this to be in front. No, I'm doing this to show. I don't know if you know this, folks. Every Sunday night, this show is about an organization and a musician that isn't part of WP3. If you want to hear about WP3, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I know I've interjected some stuff today, but this is Chris's show tonight. Tomorrow at 4:30, we come back here for the WP3 weekly debrief, and we share all the stuff that WP3 is doing. And what does WP3 stand for? The People's Patriot Project. I know that doesn't make sense, but we're actually called We the People, the People's Patriot Project. Sorry, now I am totally going into WP3 mode here. So, but
it's a lot of Romeos.
Yeah, a podium.
There you go. There we go. That's who we are. That's what we do. But we create a network of organizations that are here to help. And I know I can call up Chris and say, hey, it's a little bit different because we're in Minnesota, and I like to do the boots on the ground piece here in Minnesota. But we work and partner with our other organizations. And I'm like, you know what? If we can't handle this, Chris, I got somebody. Or Sean, I got somebody. What can we do right now? And then I don't pass names and numbers off. We do a direct contact, and we get them set up. Make sure they have success. That's the only way to do it. Boom. All right. Enough of me. Enough of WP3. Emily Perkins, what are you working on now?
I've got a song that I've been working on for quite a while. I wrote it in 2021 and recorded it, and it is all about lifting women up. Being a single mom and having to do what I was having to do, and seeing other people around me having to do, and then going through COVID and seeing all these moms who had to become teachers like that. Let me tell you right now, I am not a teacher. Teachers are wonderful people. I am not one of them. Like, it was so hard to do that. Or I know so many women who do so many things. And unfortunately, we have been raised to push each other down instead of lift each other up. We have been raised as there can only be one. If there's a CEO and it's a woman, it's only going to be her, and there could be a lot of guys under that. If there's, a show, it's so sad, and it's changing, but that is absolutely a thing in life. So I wrote a song. It's called Spotlight, because the spotlight seems to always be on us as moms, as women, as sisters, as mothers. We have this, and it's stand up and sing, because here comes the world. That's the refrain that goes through the song. And I recorded it here in Houston at Lucky Run Studios, and I'm going to be sending it off again to Harvey and Gray. And I can't wait to get it out. And I've had amazing people sing on this. So everyone except for the bass player, because just couldn't work it out that way, except for the bass player, is a woman. Like I've got a percussionist who came in that I knew, other singers that I just really love so much in my life. And being a singer, as long as I've been a singer, I've had people who come in and out of my life who are friends or just now acquaintances. They're in it. It's a beautiful, and I always go back to the circle of musicians and women coming together and adding a little bit of something. So it's not just my song, it's all of their songs. So that's what I'm working on, and it's called Spotlight.
You're working on it's not done.
It's not done. No, it's not done.
Because I was baffled why we're not playing that song.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason, because I just love that song. Yeah.
When it's done, we get to play it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I will send it to you. Yeah.
That's outstanding. Well, you're working on Spotlight. Mm-hmm. What are we going to listen to right now?
We're going to listen to I Lost Her. I wrote this song for everyone, and I mean that everyone has had a woman in their lives that has just been so pivotal, and they've lost them. The particular person that I wrote this about was one of my best friends, and she died suddenly at a very young age, 2 years after my children's father had passed. And I was very numb, and I couldn't grieve. I couldn't write about it. I couldn't do it. And 2021 comes along, and I just was inspired, and I wrote quite a bit in 2021. And I wrote this song for her. I know who I'm writing. Her name is Tracy. Her name is Tracy Cushman. She and I were great friends, and we were friends because we were Elton John fans. And she lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and I lived in Texas. And this awesome quarterly magazine called East End Lights put together young Elton John fans, and we became pen pals. And then we just grew our friendship from there. And it lasted until the day that she passed. And as I was writing it, I thought of all my other friends who their mothers had passed, or their aunts had passed, or their sisters, there's so much that goes into that relationship that I have with my friend, but also that you have with your mother and your grandmother and your sister and your aunts and your cousins, and even your enemies, like even people who were once part of your life, if they were to go, you would remember all those things that were still good in your life about them and them being in your life. So I wrote it for everyone to listen to and be able to say, well, that was my mom. That's how I felt about my grandmother. That's how I felt about my sister. So I Lost Her.
This is Emily Perkins. I Lost Her.
I lost her. She doesn't live here anymore. I lost her. She's gone away. She's out the door. You know that I needed to tell her all the things that I wanted to say. I lost her, and the smile she used to wear, you know
That is Emily Perkins. I lost her.
Thank you for that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't go around listening to myself very often. My kids like to, but so when I get to hear it again, yeah. It was a great friendship that I had with somebody, and we were even different religions. You know, she was Jewish, and I used to go up there and right around, you know, the holidays, and I'd bring them Hanukkah presents, thinking I needed to bring 8 because I didn't know. You know, I remember my mother goes, "What do we bring? Maybe we should send a ham." I was like, "No, you don't send a ham."
Oh.
But yeah, she was really wonderful. She was really, really wonderful. And I know that I've had other people tell me, "Oh, this makes me think of this person." As a matter of fact, my husband, when he listens to it, he thinks of his mother. So I love the fact that I wrote something that people can grab a hold on.
That 100% is the place that it took me to. It took me to my mother. So that was a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did a check 6. I reached out to DJ during the song. It's doing good. It's doing good.
It's doing good. Miss that guy.
Check your 6, brothers and sisters. Check your 6, man.
I like to use chat groups, WhatsApp. I've got some groups that I do with. I did a 23rd Veteran Recon with Daniel Crawford, and I still stay connected with those guys through that, guys and girls. And then also got some support groups and stuff too. And yeah, just the day after Christmas, one of our guys on there and just threw out that buddy check, you know, hey, checking in, buddy check. And everybody responded, you know, it was great to see. And it's cool having that support system.
It never hurts. That's the whole thing that now granted, are we going to, do you run into the occasional riffraff of veteran, tagging veteran, and yeah, there's that stuff. But there's not been a place in this country, the entire country, that we've stopped into, and it wasn't like I'd known the people my entire life with these organizations and with these people. And just when you get to, that's why they call me Pause, just because it's weird. I will get to put my paws on you at some point. Sorry, Emily. That sounds weird. But it's in all good. It's in all good. And that was when we built this show. We started traveling and going to other people's organizations and live streaming their stuff. And that's something that, I mean, we're even interested in doing down there at Magnus during the event. Oh,
yeah.
That was Nashville. There's a bunch of buddies in there, just friends. Travis Partington. Oh, I can't remember.
Oh my gosh, Chris Turner, Gabriel Brown.
Yeah, gosh, dang it.
What's the Anderson? So there was 3 sets of male, female podcasters in that group, and it was really funny because none of us are married to our podcast partners, but every one of us thought that they were couples. So it was just kind of funny, but reassuring that you're right.
Year 1 and 2 was so easy when you met people, we could remember all their names. And now we're like on year 10, and I'm like, I have to ask Andrea sometime, did we have them on the show? Because I mean, we're on episode 285 right now. That's 285 straight weeks of doing the podcast. And it's just like, and it's not that I don't remember. It's just like, oh, last weekend was it the weekend before? We had a guy on who did the 911 movie.
Oh yeah.
And I remember when it came out and I watched it right away. And I even started pulling some of the characters that were in the movie they're not characters. They're personalities that were in the show that are first responders. And I was reaching out to these people, and I was finding out things about them, that the schools that went, and some of them are no longer with us, and stuff like that. And I totally forgot that I'd even seen the movie like 6 years ago during COVID. And I'm interviewing this guy, and we throw the trailer up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta apologize, man. I love this documentary, and I love what you've done. I didn't even realize I had watched it 6 years ago. It was just crazy. So that's called football brain, military brain, howitzer brain. The howitzer did a good job on me. I was a gun guy, so that was Anyway, amazing song, Emily. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you.
You've already kind of shared, but I hate talking about destinations because we don't have destinations. We have mile markers, and we roll right through and keep going. What is Magnus? Not what are you working on, but where do you want to go? And you've kind of shared some of that.
Sure.
But go ahead and expound on that a little bit more, Chris.
Well, Magnus, we currently have about 1,300 members. And that's just over the last few years. And we are working on expanding to take on 5,000 members. And, we feel like it's a member experience. A patient just doesn't seem like the right word for it. And to me, it feels like it's family when I'm there. You get there and step out of your car and you can just feel this overwhelming sense of peace on this property. And sometimes it really just, you can feel the spirit there, but we're looking at expanding to take care of more veterans. Maybe changing some of the property up a little bit to do more things, maybe doing a little expansion. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but currently we're working on that big red barn that's got to get HVAC'd out, get some electrical and some insulation and some of that done in there. And that's going to be our human performance center. So we can take the gym space that's in the clinic space now, and that will turn into 8 exam rooms and a surgical room. So Doc and other doctors will actually be able to do some minor surgeries at Magnus as well for our members. So, yeah, pretty neat stuff.
Done such an amazing job out there. And again, we follow you religiously on the old social media. It's I don't want to say it's tough because it's not tough. It's a blessing. Knowing that we're all going different directions, different ways, different spaces. But then again, like you said, we end up doing the reunions of each other's events. We haven't done an event for WP3 for a few years because we're too busy doing all the other things. And it's a fight we have regularly. And it's like, we got to do our own. But then talking with Christine Nadal, and it's like, we need to stop getting into this spot where everyone's giving their, $40 or $100 to each event.
Sure.
When we're all visiting each other's event, and we got to figure that piece out, because I'm spending $1,500 a year going to people's events, and we're promoting everyone at the same time. And so not being greedy, just saying, hey, we could use that. I fight this. Every organization has a website. You have to pay for those websites. Every organization has social media advertising and marketing. You got to pay for those things. All these things cost money, and 86,000 organizations are paying for all those things. We got to figure out a way to retrofit this and kind of cut back so we can help more veterans and first responders. Bottom line, period. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. Not tonight. We'll figure it out.
No, I think doing what you're doing and just making these connections with fellow veterans is it's a big deal. And I always say this: none of us are as smart as all of us. When we get together and do some brainstorming, we can solve some problems.
I love the collaborative process, and we've always committed to that, and so we're going to continue to commit to that.
a huge part of it is the more people that I meet day in and day out that, because much of my life I was disconnected from my veteran experience, and it was kind of something I chose. You know, it was part of the post-traumatic stress that I dealt with. That's just how I dealt with it, you know. Sure. I was a young man. I went to the VA, didn't have a great experience, and I'm like, I'm never coming back here again. And now I'll be 55 in May, and I'm working my way through the VA now as I'm having health problems from my service, you know. So yeah, it comes full circle.
What?
But yeah, I meet great people doing great stuff all the time, and it's great to collaborate.
I don't know if I want to bring this guy in. Oh, he looks great. You look great, Frank.
Yeah, you young guys make me smile.
How you doing, Frank?
I'm not going to lie, Frank. You look like a corpse for a second there, brother. I was wondering, how did you get online as a corpse?
Looks like I feel like I had a bottle of Malort.
No. That's not good. Not good. Not good. But you still have your Merry Christmas shirt on. Merry
what?
What kind of shirt you got on there, Frank?
This is my Christmas present for everybody. I can't get the sweatshirt because I can't figure out if I'm hot or cold.
Yeah.
So it's a picture of my old dog, Lab, the black lab, Upper Lab.
What brought you? Why do you think you should come on tonight?
What? Where?
Why do you think you should come on here tonight?
Duty calls. He couldn't stay away.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, thanks for stepping in, Frank. We appreciate you.
You
didn't have to come
never miss a whole episode.
You have not missed one since we started.
If I do, contact the police and have them come and check my house because somebody broke in and did something bad.
Yeah, well, we know you're under the weather, so we appreciate you doing your effort, brother.
I guess it's too late to do the.
We're going to talk to Emily real quick. Is that okay?
I just wanted to stop in and say, let everybody know.
Get well soon, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming in, Frank.
Take care, everybody. God bless y'all.
Bless you, brother.
Happy New Year.
You take care. Oh. I'm glad.
Emily, I got a question for you. How's the weather down there?
Well, it's going to get cold tonight. Tonight it's going to actually get cold.
Stop.
We're pretty much in a blizzard up here right now.
What's cold?
Pretty good.
Hang on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what cold is. Like in the 40s. I know it's not that cold. But yeah, it's gonna start getting into the 40s for us. And we don't get our cold snap until January or February.
Sure.
And when it snows here, we don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know what you do. Like 2022, I believe it was 21 or 22. No, it was 2021. There was a freeze that we had that hit. It was absolutely terrible because we don't get it, so we don't know what to do. Houston was smart enough to shut everything down and salt all of the highways. Dallas was not. There was a horrific 60-car pileup because it snowed. They didn't prepare, and it was absolutely awful. And so yeah. Here in Houston, they will shut stuff down. You don't get on the highways. They salt everything. And I have no problem with that because the alternative is absolutely awful. And I have lived in cold. I lived in Illinois, and it was quite cold. I remember I was like 8 months pregnant, pumping gas, and my hand just stopped working. It had frozen, So I know what cold is. But here, because we're right on the water, it's a different kind of cold. Even if it's like in the 50s or 40s, it's cold in a different kind of way.
I was there last year in January when we got there. It was like, it was like 70 degrees one day, and then 3 days later, I couldn't miss work, and so I needed to get back home, and our flight was supposed to leave the next day at like 2 in the afternoon out of, oh my gosh, San Antonio to Dallas. And so we were at Corpus and we drove up to San Antonio to catch our flight. Well, they were like, it was a blizzard coming. Everything was going to shut down. And I'm like, it is 53 degrees. What is happening in this world? And then it was 50 degrees and then it was 48 degrees. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's Snowmageddon. We got to get everything. And I'm like, shoot, Cindy, we're not going to I can't be late. I have to be at work on whatever day. And so we called and we're like, is this for real? Should we like change our flight? And she's like, I can get you on 5 a.m. in San Antonio, and we're in Corpus. And we're like, what the heck time do we need to be there? So we packed up a day early, did all the laundry, changed all the beds, and we were staying at a friend's, and drove in the middle of nowhere that we knew, in a car we didn't know, to an airport we didn't know, and had the most fun doing it. Pickle juice. We found pickle juice that day. And it was, night. It was midnight when we left. So it was fun, but I was like crapping stones. I'm like, I can't. How do you not get out?
What were you doing?
Yeah, crapping stones. You know, I don't swear. We don't swear here.
No.
But days later, it did freeze and it snowed because you're talking about in January.
Yeah.
It says
I did my very first girls showcase that day. That day, it's on a Sunday, did my very first girls showcase. I had Barbara Sim, who is a Marine, and she travels all over, and she's absolutely wonderful, and she was my featured artist. And woke up the next morning, and it was snowing. Like, I was in Houston. I got engaged that night because we were there. I couldn't get back down to the League City area. Like, everything froze up. It was crazy. And then 3 days later, 70 degrees. You know, it's like the hold my beer. Texas is great for hold my beer weather.
Yeah, that was how I felt. I was like, we're going to leave, and then it's going to be nice again. We just wanted some sunshine on our face is all. But it was good, but it did turn cold fast.
Mm-hmm.
It says today the high is 31, the low is 9, but it's negative, or it's 7 right now. So that's not, I don't understand that math. And it says temperatures will plummet by Wednesday, -2.
You win. You absolutely win, Mark.
I'm not trying to win, man. I'm trying to lose here.
We're winning.
Okay?
You win the cold battle. We're good.
Yeah, we need ice for ice fishing. We got broom ball to play. It's hockey season.
All right.
It's going south season. Just saying.
Is it time for beach and tacos?
Yep. Time to get out of this place.
That was one of the funny pieces we talked about. We just did 2 weeks ago the Reads Across America event here at Fort Snelling, and it was cool. It was
like cool. -34 with the wind chill. 43.
Yeah, it was a straight -13 that day. It was
people
cold.
were calling in and saying, "Hey, we're canceling. We can't make it. We can't." We ended up laying reeds for 2 weeks because we had some grave specifics we had to do, and we went and we did that. Sorry, Andrea, I had to get rid of a bunch of your pics to put stuff
That's okay. I was just looking to see if we could tell how cold it was. Oh, not.
It looks like Texas. Did you pull one of the Texas pictures?
Yeah,
it
look
looks
at
like Texas. Yeah. Well, the whole thing here in the great state of Minnesota, we have our national outdoor hockey events that go on. No one complains about the cold then. We have the Ilpout Festival, which is no longer around, but That's 30,000 people showing up to that event. No one complained about that ever. When the Super Bowl happened here the last 2 times, I remember going the first year in 1994 with the Redskins and the Bills, and it was crazy cold. There were 100,000 people outside. No one complained about that at all. Show up and lay down your wreaths, folks. We'll be fine. Anyway,
dope.
I'll digress. Yeah. Oh, I can't say that. Okay.
That's fine. No, you can say that.
Emily Perkins, what are you working on? What's your next what's your vision? Where are you going? What are you getting done?
Okay, so like I said before, I do a women's showcase. I call it the Girls Showcase. Very artistic, I guess. That's what I call it. And I'm working on having one in February. Hopefully I'll be able to work it out to be able to do it at the Rockefeller right off of Washington, famous venue here in Houston. And I've already started picking out my artists for it. It's just I really love doing it. I love it. It gives women a place to play whatever they want to play, their music, somebody else's music, and then bring their message and their story and their lives. And it's such an important thing. In a lot of ways, and some people may agree with this, some people may not, but in a lot of ways, especially in music, you have to be better than to be equal to. Like I've played in bands for years and years, and you can go into a band and people can misbehave in all different kinds of ways. But if the lead singer is a woman and she misbehaves, she's going to be branded in a different kind of way. And it's very frustrating. We have to be able to know so many different types of music. We have to be able to just be able to go with the flow in so many different ways. And a lot of times, women who are performers are also single moms, or they're married, but they're still having to take care of the kids before they get to the show. It still kind of wraps into that spotlight thing that we're always in the spotlight. And this way, we're in a spotlight in a beautiful way. And again, we are lifting each other up. It is not about who's better, and it is sure not going to be any type of contest. It is finding that beauty, your story, your soul, your gift, and you're sharing it with the audience. And I just love doing it. I've been doing it for a year now. And there was another woman, she does something very similar out of Galveston, and she puts it on in Houston, and her name is Catherine Stroud, and she has a thing called Songbirds. And that's actually how I met my husband, was doing something like that. He came out to hear live music, and that's where we met. So I as many people put on a show. There's another show that they had in Galveston quite a few months ago, and they had like 12 performers, and that was great. Other people are doing it, and it is such a big deal to me because I've raised young men by myself for a long time, and I'm blessed to not have that anymore. I have a wonderful husband, and we're raising them together. But I know there's so many other women out there who are doing those kind of things. And at times, I've done with Scotty, we've done a women's showcase where we did a diaper drive on top of it for a local foundation here. Anchor Point is one of the ones that they bring in young mothers, whether they're off on the street or whether they just come to them or need any kind of help, and to be a part of that. The strength of women, I mean, we are beautiful, strong beings. And I want to lift up other women because I have been in both situations. I have been lifted up and I have been pushed down. And unfortunately, we're taught to do that through society, through our parents, through our mothers, because they were taught to do that. And any way I can break that cycle, I'm going to break it.
It sounds like you're the right person to get the job done there, Emily.
Thank you.
Jeremiah Hardy, good to see you, brother. Boom. I just saw a post about Jeremiah, and I can't remember all the pieces to it. I'm not going to try.
Nope.
What's our next song?
Circle. I love this song. I wrote this song about healing. This song is the reason that Scotty Fraser and I know each other well. There is a festival, or there's a show once a month called the Leak City Folk Association right down the street from here. And I was asked to play, I was playing it, and I just happened to, the last person didn't show up, so I closed the show. And I closed the show live with this song, Circle. And when I got off the little stage, Scotty was beaming right at me. Like he was like coming over to talk. And because the song is about forgiveness and lifting yourself up and passing on what you've learned to someone else to lift them up. You know, that's just, it's the circle. And I love the idea of a circle. I've come from this point all the way back down to here, but all the knowledge that I'm bringing here to go around again and to go around again and to teach and to pass it on to someone else.
Yeah, paying it forward too, you know.
Yes.
This is crazy. And we don't even have, we're going to listen to the song next, but that's the name of our show tonight is The Circle. Chris had said earlier in the conversation about Full Circle. We talked Full Circle about where we started in Houston with DJ Elam, where we went and met with Scotty Fraser. Now we're working with Emily, and that big, amazing circle. That's what this is all about. This is Circle. Mm-hmm. Emily Perkins.
Thank you.
She was lying in bed, and he was watching the clock tick as the drip ran down. He knew she would say goodbye, but she held on to the fight just to see their love again. Then she whispered so softly as she closed her eyes, "You've got to cross that bridge, you got to run the last mile, you've got to wear your smile like it's armor, baby. You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta wear your smile." He was walking down the road, and he was on his way to nowhere. He thought he'd never get there, so much on his inside. He was walking down the path, and he was looking for some shelter, recalling all those words she said as she died. You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta run the last mile, you gotta wear your smile like it's armor, baby. You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta wear your smile. It's like a circle, watch me go around. Hope it's such a wonderful thing. You were lost, now you were found. Life is like a circle, watch as we go around. Hope it's such a wonderful thing. You were lost, now you're found. She was holding in her hands the last thing that she treasured. She was standing at the edge, cause she wanted to fly. He was calling out her name, and he was rushing to the railing, grabbed her so tight and said, "There is hope inside." You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta run the last mile, you gotta wear your smile like it's armor, baby. You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta wear your smile. She was standing in the hallway, she was watching that first step. She caught him as he stumbled, his cane by his side. She whispered in his ear, "See, that is just the first step, so don't you give up. I know there is hope inside." You gotta cross that bridge, you gotta run the last mile, circle. Watch me go around. Hope it's such a wonderful thing. You were lost, now you're found. Life is like a circle. Watch me go around. Hope it's such a wonderful thing. You were lost, now you're found. And now you're found. As we go around, now you're found. Baby, you're found. As we go around, now you're found. Yeah, baby, you're found. As we go around, as we go around, you gotta cross that bridge. You gotta wear your smile.
That is Emily Perkins, Circle. You have a talent. It is a loud voice with a loud message, and not a lot of musicians have that. I can see why Scotty Frazier, I don't know what's happening there. You see why Scotty Frazier was sitting on the sides getting all gee about it.
I love being able to take my story and write it down in a way that other people can relate. Because there are songs that I would listen to, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel that. So I was inspired with my story just to get it out. But I really enjoy being able to perform that song. I love, even if it's just me on the acoustic, I love like writing the breakdown and having everybody clap along. And at times they sing the song, and it's just, I want that song to do something really great for the world. When I was younger, people were like, oh, you want to take over the world? No, I want to heal. I want to help heal the world. After all these things that I've gone through, and I know there are a lot of widows in life. I know there are a lot of people who've gone through many things, but I've always been able to see that shining light. I used to use this hashtag, find the good where you are, even if you're in a bad place. Knowing that you're in the bad place is a good thing. So find that good where you are. So that's kind of where Circle came from.
You have to let me know if you can hear me, not talk me. I just had 2 resets.
Okay. Blinking in and out.
You're moving slowly, but that's okay. Oh, sorry. I just got his message. He might be dying right there. He is doing great. No, you're not still on, Peterson.
Did we lose the big guy?
I think we should have let Frank stay on here. What the heck?
Andrew, you're just gonna have to take over.
I know. Now it's my turn. Usually I'll start talking and then he gets back in. So no, I don't know what he was saying last. He's swearing. That's what he's doing right there. But I know where we're going next because it's kind of getting down to our final thoughts. But it's really weird. I used to, for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, at the same time every week, I would just it would spin and I wouldn't know if I was on there or not. So I would go away, and now it's happening to him. It's almost like a jinx, but mine seemed to have come through it, and now I passed it along. I'm going to just throw a couple of our sponsors out really quick, a couple more. We had a couple at the beginning. we are working on some things in the background, and so I want to bring in Stephen Rainwater and Jonathan Wills, and they're with Builder Growth Engine. I can't be quite as fast as Peterson. He knows where this stuff is. I think it's this one. There we go. Business Growth Engine, and then Builder Growth Engine. They came to us. It was crazy out of the blue. These are some tech people that both served. They both served, and so they want to help veterans. And they came across us as a nonprofit, and so they're piloting some stuff with us. And I know my eyes just got big because I can't even follow half the stuff they're doing. And before we finish asking for it, they're like, "Look at this one," and poof. So like our big change at Reese Across America, I think we forget because we're very comfortable at Fort Snelling. We forget how big we are. And I get frustrated because we only get about 20,000 wreaths. And I'm like, we have 198 veterans buried here. We need so many more wreaths. And then I go looking around the country. And besides for Arlington, we're pretty big. And the other ones don't like cover the whole thing either, which it hurts my heart. It's our goal. It's our long reach. But with this weather coming, we had to pivot. We didn't want anyone out in the dangerous cold that wasn't prepared. And they helped us build an app that we could use. We got in touch with the radio station. We broadcast over an FM radio station, which is a big feat right by the airport there. And then we were able to put stuff online and just switch everything. We were taking registrations so we could reach out to people. And we did that Wednesday, and then Saturday we went live with all this stuff, and they're just amazing. And then Jonathan, he comes up with all the like the graphics stuff, and I shouldn't say all of it because Steven's quite the AR guru as well. So anyway, then we also have Luke Porter and his son with Moving Tree Media, and so they help us with some of the video stuff. Like I can do this StreamYard, cut some video. I'm supposed to say clip here so that it cuts right there. But I never know what you're going to say when you say it, so that part's really hard. But Moving Tree Media, thank you, Luke Porter. Here, is this the one? Nope, this one. I went the wrong way. Thank you to them for helping us out and getting. Like they just want to advertise with us as well and help get the word out, especially about the Reads Across America, and get our stuff rolling in the media world. And so, Peterson, I thank you for coming back. I just got through our two sponsors, Rainwater and Wills. And then
2 weeks in a row, the gremlins have got me. I don't know why we haven't had a problem with this for 6 years, and now all of a sudden I get zoinked. A
lot of changes. I think it's a lot of changes. And hey, no bad mouthing StreamYard from here. All good stuff.
Yeah.
All good stuff.
Real quick, so we're going to get into the final thoughts, but Chris, you sent me some stuff earlier. Why don't you give us a quick breakdown on what this is, and I will pull it up so you can go total blind in what I'm even talking about. Boom.
Yeah, so Magnus Fit, Dr. Alderman. So when he was a Special Forces medic, he used a medical roll full of surgery equipment, medical equipment, and they could take a building, set up a triage point, casualty collection point, take care of whoever needed to be taken care of. And so I'd say a couple years ago, he was out skiing, him and his son, his teenage son, and his son busted up one of his legs, and Doc had first aid kits in his truck, but he didn't have one that he could stabilize his son and get him off the mountain. So this is a first aid kit that he came up with that covers basically any kind of emergency that you would come across for I would say for the average person. It's got directions down the side of it. There's 6 pouches on there. They all do different things. They're worded with, they're printed with big print on there so you can read them well when you're under stress. But Yeah, 50% of the proceeds of every first aid kit will go back directly to Magnus Veterans Foundation, and a piece of that will also go to Support the Troops Minnesota. So we're partnered up with Support the Troops Minnesota as well, and Paul Ferris Jellyfish Graphics up in Princeton. He came into Magnus to see what Magnus was about one day, and Doc and I were working on this first aid kit, and he said, well, let me take one back and see, because our manufacturing costs were high and we didn't want to go with a foreign made product. And Paul solved that problem for us and created this kit. So we have something that's designed by a Special Forces medic. It's made in a veteran owned company in Minnesota, and proceeds of this product go back to help veterans in your community. So for us, we just feel like it's just a win-win-win. It's a great piece of kit too. If you got a side-by-side or keep one in your car or truck, in your trunk, at the cabin, on the boat, deer hunting, all the things, those pouches, the website that we put up there, you can buy that stuff there. There's also some fitness apparel on our website as well. And if you use any one of those pouches, so a kit costs about $150. And let's say you use one of those pouches on there, you can just refill that single pouch. So that's a unique thing too. I know, like when we were putting this together, we went to Cabela's and I looked at all the first aid kits and stuff, and you could spend $90 on a small first aid kit, and you open it up and you could never put it back together. It was like a one-time use deal. And this here, it's modular. And the thing I was getting to about Doc, he couldn't stabilize the sun on the mountain. Well, this kit has a built-in splinting device, and that's what's unique about it. And we're hoping to patent that, actually. But pretty cool. It's affordable, and I can also throw you guys out. If we have anybody listening that's interested, they can look this up. But if you put in Magnus 1, we'll give you a little money off on that kit. So makes a great gift, and help us support a great cause.
Is that Magnus the number 1?
Yes, Magnus the number 1.
And what's the discount?
It's $5.
I want to make sure that I get that in there. So we got the link up there, folks. Check in there. Seems like it's something. Every vehicle needs to have a first aid kit in it. But then again, I have a travel pack that I go everywhere with, that it might carry other things in it that,
sure,
for my protection purposes and things.
I'm working on a couple deals right now. We're set up. We hope that we're going to put one in every patrol car in Arizona State Patrol. That's a deal we're working on currently. That'd really go to take care of a lot of veterans. When I say this money goes to veterans, it costs $50 a month to basically support a veteran at Magnus. So for $600 a year, that's what our cost is. Now, with that being said, no veteran pays for their own service. You can pay if you like to, if you would want to make that financial thing, but you come to us because Dr. Alderman feels that we've already served. Most of our money is raised. 80% of our money is raised in small donations. And I'll tell you what, I can't say enough about the Legions, the VFWs, the Lions clubs out there that support Magnus. It's really been amazing. Big shout out to like Blaine Festival. Another huge sponsor for us on the other end of that. I was just talking about the small donations, but Duke Cannon has been a fantastic sponsor. Do you know Rocky Ott by chance, Mark?
I don't.
He's an old Ranger. So he's a biker too. But their Ranger nonprofit is called HUA. In HUA.
Oh, they're in Stillwater.
Yeah, they have the Stillwater party. Yep. So they raise money for Magnus as well, and their money goes directly to mental health, paying for mental health support. As far as therapy, sometimes it's paying for flights. We're sending members out to the East Coast for ganglion block treatment that helps reset your nervous system. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bricklayer that was drinking himself to death when I came to Magnus, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm just amazed every day at this place.
I'm blessed by the conversation. I'm blessed by what you guys are getting done, and just the fact that you're in the network. You're in the circle.
The circle.
Circle Emily sung about. We're taking ownership of it.
Oh, I'm going to tie that into a pottery project somehow, Emily.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
Well, then we got to throw that on social media and share that Emily Perkins made this happen. And you can play circle while they're doing the pottery, and play. Yeah. You can play We P3. Well,
what could go wrong?
We got to break some news to Emily here. It's not. We'll do it post show if you don't mind. But I'll just say we're working on another radio station because we have We P3 Radio that is exclusive veteran and first responder musicians. And I want to play Emily's music, but we are getting ready to move to another platform that's called We P3 Patriot that plays all the Patriot songs of our country and those people that are supporting veterans and first responders. So that's cool. The platform I want to get Emily on, but we'll have to go through We P3, and then we'll have to get some tracks and plug it in there too. I could break the rules too. We can break.
Well, so we've been talking about doing it like the power hours of like the Patriot Power Hour, and then you can do the Gold and Blue Star families that are musicians, and
we'll get it fixed.
An idea that we're kicking around right now is exploring doing a podcast from Magnus like one time a month, just to give people an update of what's going on there and what we're doing, and see where it goes. When I have enough people that I know can commit to it and make sure that once we start it, it will be ongoing, you know.
Well, we know some people, just so you know.
I thought you might.
we know some people.
We might have a platform in mind that you.
Interesting.
That's fun.
Well, we come to the part of the show where we don't want to say goodbye, but it is one of those things that we can't. I mean, we'd love to stay on, and we could go longer, and it did sneak up to the 2-hour mark, which I didn't think it was going to. But it is what it is. We're fine. We're good. If you guys got time to hang around after for some post-show conversation, we'll do that. But we're going to do final thoughts right now. Typically, Frank leads final thoughts and then starts the ball rolling because he's the author. I'm going to throw Andrea right under the bus, and she knew it was coming. And so Andrea gets to start the final thoughts of episode 285.
The
circle.
I know there's a lot of I thought of a lot of circle innuendos since we talked about the circle earlier, going military, going the circle of life. What's the movie Chuck and Larry, the minister that marries them because circle is not a triangle, there's no stop and start, it's just a circle that continues, and that's supposed to be funny, but it's on a serious matter, and I like that. Actually, it doesn't start or stop, it continues. Can there be bumps in the road? Yep. I mean, there always can be bumps in the road in your circle, but it doesn't stop the circle from continuing its flow around. And there are just so many nuances with that. We don't necessarily ever put coincidence in the sentence with the things that we've done here with our podcast and with our nonprofit, because we've met I have no doubt Scotty Frazier will continue to bring people and we trust his heart and soul. When he brings a person and says, this is a good person, we know this is a good person. That's how Scotty works, and that's part of the circle. And so I have no doubt we'll bring more people that way circularly, but we never say it is coincidence how we run into people, meet people, how they end up on the show. Sometimes, I mean, we've had people who now travel together or do music together, or somebody didn't know they wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and we had a guitar player that wanted to teach people how to play. It's very odd connections that are made. Nothing is ever thrown to coincidence. There's always what we believe a bigger purpose and a bigger reason for how we bring our guests together or who we bring on to the show and present it. And so I just want to say thank you for being part of the circle and sharing your, Chris, everything that we talked about before and more. There are new things about Magnus that I didn't know before. This Magnus fit is awesome. And Emily, it's so awesome to meet you. And thank you for the reminders about the strength of women and just the way the world works, but it still can be positive and good and always to keep reaching and never giving up. Those things that we deem as important. So thank you for sharing your message tonight, both of you. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Emily, final thoughts.
I always say, like, I remember years ago, Oprah Winfrey was like, you can point at anybody in the crowd and everyone's got a story. And I remember that as being young and hearing it. And it's absolutely true. And if you get to a point where you can share your story, you should always share your story, because you can change someone else's life. And one person does change the world, because one person changes another person's life, which changes another person's life, and it goes on and on and on. You can start just, going in and, sitting down and having a coffee with a friend that you hadn't had coffee with a friend in a while, and just talking to them. And if they say, this is how I'm feeling, it's like, I understand completely, because this is where I've come from. I just think it's really important to share a story.
Thank you, Emily.
There's that full circle thing coming in again, Emily. Really,
Chris, your turn, brother.
Emily just got me thinking about that, like share your story, about sharing your story. And my past doesn't hold me hostage anymore. I had a lot of shame for a long time. It's because of my path that I'm at where I'm at now, doing what I'm doing. That's a blessing, and it's true. It's changed the trajectory of my life. So I get to share that, and I'm blessed for it. I'll wrap with that.
It is just another evening of blessings and just the growth. We don't know our guests. We know Chris, because we get to rub elbows with him at events and in our space here, and he's close in our space. This is the first time that we've met Miss Perkins and her amazing message and talent. And I know I have never been led astray by our circle. And so I knew that when Scotty said, this is the one you got to have, I'm like, boom, let's get it done. In fact, I booked her without even talking to her originally. And then I ended up booking her again. You're on in 2 weeks again. No, I'm just joking. I put her on because I'd forgotten. I had talked to, I didn't really talk to her. I had texted through Scotty, and I forgot that it had been done, and because I didn't have that conversation. Anyway, I love through our conversation, we could create the nuance and hear a message from Emily's music and apply it to the space of serving veterans and first responders, and just the constant growth that I miss going down and seeing Scotty and now possibly Emily. I don't get to see Chris as much as I'd like to, and we're constantly building and growing new relationships every week. And it's yet another blessing. And it annoys me that I forget some of the nuances, and it's hard, but it's really easy when we're doing our check our six to make sure that I'm reaching out to those people as well, because they're part of the network and they need to be supported. And so that's our goal at this point, is to support as much as possible and keep the mission going. There is no destination. There's no stop. That's kind of the cool part about, back to Andrea. It's weird. We kind of went in a circle here.
Oh boy, there's circles everywhere.
This triangle, it's not a triangle, it's a circle, man. So there are no stops. There is no destination. We're on this thing forever because we made this choice. And I hope that we build something so big and magnanimous that when there's a time where I'm going to get to a time, a space, and an age that I will not be able to necessarily be the boot on the ground anymore. But I hope that what we've done is big enough that it continues, and that circle just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. CJ Garden's got a song called The Ferris Wheel. He's a veteran musician. If you get a chance, listen to that song. It's closely related to circle, but it's the Ferris wheel that has its ups and it has its downs. It's still a circle when you go around and round on the Ferris wheel. And this is a ride. Life is a ride, and we're going to get there, and we're going to keep going. And there's going to be milestones, and we're going to celebrate, and we're going to keep going. And we're going to grab more brothers and sisters along the way. And so, again, Emily, thank you for coming on this weekend. Chris, thank you for coming on this weekend. Andrea and the WP3 team, thank you for doing the things you do behind the scenes to get the show going. We will get this out. It is running on YouTube right now, but we'll make sure everyone has the links to the YouTube channels right away. If you can hang for a minute, we'll have some post-show conversation, see where we go next. It's just a conversation, collaboration, and that's all we got, folks. Remember to check your six, literally and figuratively, and we will catch you next week. Well, we also have tomorrow at our 16:30 time for the WP3 show of the debrief, where we tell you specifically all the pieces that we're working on now and in the future. And then next weekend, we have the Resilient, the band. All their members are first responders and veterans, and many of them are without limbs. And then we've got the Mindful Leadership Guide of Janelle McCauley next weekend, same place, same time, 1800 Central Standard Time. Again, check your six, and we'll see you when the smoke clears. Patriot Pride.